Happy Hump Day, y'all. That's what we call it here, you know, in the US of A. Rudrani Devi, the happiness lady. Yeah, you know what? Hold on a second. I didn't have, oh, there's my prop. I even wrote a book about it. An uncommon way to find joy in your life. What are we going to talk about today? Something that doesn't bring a lot of people joy. I'll tell you that right now. Right now. I just had a conversation with a friend of mine, colleague, brilliant being, Mr. Christopher Hughes. He resides in Australia. Y'all know I reside here in Vegas, Tennessee, Nashville. He's got a call coming up. That's how this got started, because I was so grateful to hear that he was actually creating this call. Are you avoiding? Well, the call is not called that. I call it, are you avoiding hard talk? Because in my mind, I've been noticing, or in my world, I've been noticing a lot of people get stuck in their minds. They're afraid the conversation's not going to turn out the way they would like. And so they avoid it, or they let people get away with shit until they finally blow their top. So how many of you have actually been either on the delivering or receiving end of that? And what if it could actually be a relief, because you're actually willing to be who you are? It's like, I love my mama Celeste. She's lovely, lovely lady. And believe me, she's taught me every manipulation in the book about getting people to do what you want them to do. And sometimes that's actually a helpful thing, because they enjoy being manipulated. It's like when I tell her that she makes the best pasta sauce. And so I no longer make the pasta sauce. Celeste makes the pasta sauce. And why not? It is better than mine. It is liked by everyone who's ever tried it. She's got two versions, the summer sauce and the winter sauce. And it makes her feel useful. So that type of manipulation is good. And that's not the kind of conversation I'm talking about. It's like when she would want me to, I'll give you an example. There was one time when she really wanted me to accompany her to go to Canada for a wedding. Which was fine. My eldest sister has 6 kids. One of them was getting married. This was, I don't know, back when she only had 2 of them that were married with children. Now 5 of the 6 are, and they all have somewhere between 2 and 6 kids. They're Latter-day Saints. And I've noticed that Mormons have a tendency to have big families, kind of like Italians. I'm one of the 6, right? So anyway, I agreed to travel with her, fly with her there and back. And then she goes ahead and books the flights. She's like, I'm going to take care of it. You won't have to pay for it. We're staying at Gloria's and I'll pay for the airfare. It's fine. And I'm like, okay, whatever. And then my eldest sister's daughter sends me the ticket. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, dang shebang bang. I'm going to be gone for 2 weeks. I didn't say I could be gone for 2 weeks. What the hell? Now, I work for myself. So, I have my own hours, but I was going to have to move some stuff around. According to me, the wedding was really only under 3 days. And I'm not Mormon. Neither is my mother. We couldn't even actually experience the nuptials or any of it. The way they have it worked out is you can walk in and you wait and they go into another room and all this stuff takes place. It's secret and, special for the bonding ceremony and all the things. So now I'm there 2 weeks. And I'm in the waiting area babysitting all of my sister's grandkids while they're all in there for this wedding. And it was exhausting. And they was in there a long time. And I would have preferred not to do that. Now, I love my nieces and nephews and grandnieces and nephews. We've got quite a few of them. I don't even know. I don't even know all their names. I know that's a terrible thing to admit, and I'm doing it. But here's the thing. I would have much rather my mother had said, instead of, I'm sorry, I'm missing the punchline. The point was, she said that the ticket was a lot less expensive if we stayed longer. And I'm like, okay. I would have been willing to pay for my own ticket. That's not a problem for me, you know? And so I finally had to say, you know what? I'm going to do whatever I can for you, lady. Just tell me what it is you really want to say. Just tell me the truth. Whether it's actually cheaper or not, sometimes that's the case, depends on weekends or whatever. Whether that's true or not, you could have said to me, you know what, I really want to go for 2 weeks. I know you'd prefer not to do that. I would really appreciate it. I don't travel well by myself. As you know, I'm older than you, all the stuff. And I would have probably been like, all right, lady, let's do this thing. So here's the deal and deliver now. The deal is that she always tells me exactly what it is that she would like. Most of the time I don't know, maybe she's not. But, it's a lot different conversation now. She'll just say, this is what I would like. Can you do this? And then I'll see if I can actually really do it. And I would prefer that conversation than one after the fact where she's already made a decision for me and then comes up with something after the fact about it cost me less or whatever it was. It doesn't matter to me. So it's almost like she'd already presumed I wasn't going to like it. And because she wanted her way, she did it a different way. But how many of us, we go through that conversation in our heads? We have that, well, if I say this, they're probably going to say this. And if I say this, they're probably going to say that. And then I'm going to get stuck, having to cater to them or whatever. We're going to be fighting, or, it's your partner. We won't have sex for at least 4 or 5 days. I'll have to give them the silent treatment or whatever it is. And what if it could actually be a lot easier than that? What if instead of stressing or having this presumption in your mind of how it's going to turn out, you could be like, okay, I feel this way about this thing. That's just how I feel. It's just my point of view. I can't help how they're going to respond. And what if I could approach it with, okay, this might be a hard conversation for us to have, but I care about you. Bottom line, I've let you kind of slip up because I care about you. It's like the parents that aren't hard enough. Well, I'm going to put that in quotes. Not hard enough on their kids. They don't discipline them enough. You've been there. You've been in the restaurant where the kid is just screaming bloody murder. I'm bringing this up because Celeste and I actually had dinner at the Carrabba's. I think it was on a Friday. And there we were, sitting right next to this really big table with these 2 cute little boys. They's cute and very loud. And that piercing scream, the one that dogs can hear? Well, right below the ones dogs can hear, because you can hear it too. And it hurts. It's like your whole body contracts. And we were literally doing this. And I know that they could see us doing that. And the parents didn't discipline their kids. So they're basically teaching their kids how to be in the world by not telling them, hey, you know what? We're in a public place. All the stuff. So they let them get away with this stuff. These kids never do their laundry. They never cook a meal. And so now they're out in the world, and they still can't do it. They're coming home to do their laundry, still having mommy and daddy picking up the slack. And then one day, you're tired of it. Your kids are 18 or older or whatever it is for you. And you're like, if you're going to be doing laundry in my house, maybe you need to, start bringing some laundry detergent or whatever it is. Bring some takeout. Now, that didn't sound so harsh. Maybe you have to lose somebody from your team. You have a business and you've been letting them kind of slack off because you care. Maybe they're going through a divorce or they're going through something and you're not willing to say, hey, you're fucking up. You're messing up my business. You're killing my business here. What's got to change? Get them to acknowledge it or whatever. Do it with kindness. You don't have to use the F-bomb. But you could say, listen, this has kind of been going on for a long time. It's not working for me. And as much as I appreciate all you've done for me with my business and all the things, lately, isn't that so good? And it's not really your fault. I've kind of let you slide, because I care about you. And I didn't want to tell you that you've let this slip and all the things. So I didn't. And now my business is suffering for it. Our friendship is suffering. And we need to do something different here. Now, coming from that place of compassion, did you notice I also said, listen, it's not really all your fault. I let it slide. How many of us do that? And to be able to get that out finally into the open was such a relief for me. It was actually a gift, because this did happen to me, and it made me re-examine my life and what I was creating. And I was obviously creating crap, or I wasn't paying attention to the details, or whatever you want to call it. And so now I've gotten really clear with what it is I want to create for my life, for my living, for the people around me. Because here's the thing, y'all, you teach people how to treat you. You do. And if you're willing to be the doormat just to save face, or whatever it is, that energy is there. And and you're going to find complete strangers will start treating you that way, right? Now, don't get me wrong, I do care about people. But I'm at that point in my life now where I'm not going to cut off my arms and legs to fit into your reality. And that's okay. I don't want you to do that either with me. I would much rather you tell me what it is you're really feeling. I'm not a one-size-fits-all person. I've pissed some people off, and there's been misunderstandings, or not. And I had to finally be like, okay, you know what? I don't have to be liked by the world or my family or strangers or whatever. And what gift is that? Not just to me, but to all those that you are interacting with, that you're engaging with. Because seriously, wouldn't you rather have somebody just tell it like it is to you? Hey, Ruth, this doesn't work for me. I don't like your style. I'm sure it works for some people, but for me personally, it's just not in my wheelhouse to do things the way you're doing them, or whatever it might be. Because I don't want to play with somebody who don't want to play. Do you? Yeah. So that's what I've got for you. And I'll tell you what, this class that Christopher is facilitating, it's coming up really soon. It's kind of like a bookend to another call he did last year. It's a one-day call, but he's doing it over 2 days. It's like 2 or 3 hours each day. And that was, being able to have a conversation to anyone about anything, anywhere. And this is kind of the follow-up, difficult conversations with peeps. I'll have all the deets below. I'm actually one of his online hosts for the class, and I've been doing these advertisements. We drop them on all the socials, because I this is one of those things that I really feel could be a contribution to the world. Because right now in this world, everybody's presuming so much about where this world is going. Some say, to hell in a handbasket. I finally decided that a handbasket must be like an Easter basket. I don't know. Handbaskets, you hold it with your hand. Could never figure out. That's a Southern thing. Never quite could wrap my head around it. But anyway, there's a lot of people that are ignoring what's going on in the world. There's a lot of people that are placing a lot of significance on what's going on in the world, and they're having lots of hard conversations. Nobody's agreeing with well, you see what's happening in our political world. Today is February 28th, 2024. So for those of you watching in the future, I'm wondering what the world's going to show us next also. And, instead of presuming it's going to show up a certain way, I'm going to create my life the way I would like for it to be. I'd like a happy world. I would. I know not everybody wants that. But I want you to know you can choose your happy. You sure can. So, what would it create if you would be willing to be all of you, even in the hard conversations? Play with that. And thank you for watching now and in the future. And if this conversation could have been a benefit to someone else, please share it with them. And if you'd like to know when I'm going live, hit the subscribe button. I sure would appreciate it. Let me know if there's something you'd like to talk about. I actually read all the comments. I'm one of those people. So thank you so much. And until next time, I'm going to say ciao, ciao for now, y'all. Bye.